Welcome back, everybody, to the Circle Show 24/7. This is episode 4 of Gotham, entitled Arkham. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, Arkham. Now, this episode I felt like was a step in the right direction to where I want to see this show go. Last week's episode, it was just a step down. I felt like it was doing too much. I felt like it was too goofy. It felt all over the place. I didn't like it. It had me worried a little bit. But if this episode, Arkham, is to what's to come, then I can get excited to watch this show every Monday. I thought this episode did everything right, really, except for one little minor issue. And so let me get that out the way right now. I think the only thing I didn't like about this episode was when they stuck Edward Nigma into the whole scene and stuff. I feel like he was hamming it up a little bit too much. He felt awkward in it. He felt like he shouldn't have been there. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to shove him down our throats, and it's just not working for me at all. Like, when I see him, it's not working for me. And when he was just brought onto the screen, it just threw the episode off just a little bit until he was off. So that was probably my only minor gripe about this episode. But throughout the episode, I really enjoyed it because it made it seem like it was darker. It took it a lot more serious. It wasn't too cheesy or anything like that. I think that's how they need to keep this show in that kind of direction. If they keep going down that direction for like these kinds of episodes, then we're looking at a pretty good episode. Now, we deal with the fact that Maroni and Falcone, they're really trying. They're still in this kind of gang war of trying to see who's the first that can get the Arkham land, because one wants to replenish the Arkham Asylum, the other wants to build houses and stuff. So they're really trying to fight to get these votes from different important people. And the only way that they can do this is by, you got to kill somebody to sway the other people. So they're doing this, and they're kind of hiring the same guy, which I thought was really interesting that they hired the same guy to kill each person that they need to. But what you got to do? He works for money, and that's what he does. So, but I did like the fact that that's how they're incorporating Arkham into or bringing Arkham back, is have these two big crime bosses fight for it and see who's going to get it first. And what's so cool about it is Oswald Cobblepot. He's on Maroni's side. He's really just trying to sneak his way into the higher ranks, and what he'll do to just get to the higher rank so he can get that information to make his move, because we don't really know what his move is right now, but we do know that he's trying to keep close to Maroni so he can get as much information as he needs to make his big plan. So that's what's really keeping me into this whole show, is just watching Oswald Cobblepot get up in rank and slime his way through everyone, and play everyone on each other. And so it's really cool watching him, and I think he's the saving grace so far of this show. But I still have hope for this show. Like I said, if they keep going in the direction that this episode was going, then it'll be a really cool show to watch. I do love the fact how the whole production design of Arkham, just the whole production of this episode was a lot more grittier. Everything was really shot in the dark and stuff. I like it. That's how Gotham. For me, Gotham should never be really shot in the daytime. You know what I mean? I think it takes away from the mystique of Gotham. So I really enjoyed this episode, where most of everything happened at night, and just the shades of it, the way the lights hit certain aspects in the nighttime. Like I said, Arkham looks just menacing and just terrifying and stuff like that. So it was really cool to see, and I'm super excited for them to go more in the Arkham direction. The villain of the week, he was okay. He was just a plot device to really show to really show what these two crime bosses are trying to do. So he wasn't a big deal for me, and he wasn't like a bad thing. He wasn't a good thing. He was just a for me. He was a non-factor. You know what I mean? But I did like his little weapon thing. I thought that was really cool, and just the way he kills people and like the way they show the violence is really really good. And it's just a thing to where you can get away with so much violence now on TV, and that's awesome. I still think the show would have benefited if it was on like an AMC or HBO or something like that. But we have it on Fox, so I guess we have to do what I guess we have to deal with that. Another part of this episode I really enjoyed was how Fish is really trying to plot her next move on Falcone, because her and Falcone, they kind of, I feel like they have like this love-hate relationship to where they respect each other, but at the same time Fish knows that she needs to take him out because she's trying to get ahead of the crime boss, like Totem Pole, so she needs to take Falcone out. And right now, he's probably the biggest threat out of everybody. But he is the biggest threat, but everybody knows he's still at a weak point. So I thought that's very interesting that everybody considers Falcone like the biggest threat in Gotham, but they can see like the cracks are starting to show on his team. So Fish is like making her plans, and she's doing it in a different kind of way. When she's trying to find, like, she's holding like these tryouts and stuff, and she's like trying to get like the right girl or the right weapon as she uses to, I think, use on Falcone. And it was very reminiscent of like the Dark Knight when the Joker made these two like bad guys like fight to see who's going to be his number one or something like that. So I thought that was really really cool though, the way Fish did it. And the girl she picked, she looks very interesting. I don't know if she's from like the comic books or anything, but she looks very interesting, and she looks like she's going to play a big factor into Fish's big plan. So it's going to be very cool to see how that plays out too. Overall though, I really enjoyed this episode. I really don't care too much about like the Barbara and Commissioner Gordon, or not Commissioner Gordon, or James Gordon, sorry, the Barbara and Gordon like love thing with I don't really care too much about it. You know what I mean? I don't understand why she needs to insert herself into Gordon's work stuff, because it doesn't concern her. I don't get that. I think it's just a stupid kind of storyline. Like I said, I don't really care too much about it. I don't know if they have like some end game to it. But for me, I don't really care. And I just think it's stupid that she's trying to insert her way into Gordon's work stuff when it really has nothing to do with her. I do like the fact that Oswald, he did show himself back in Gotham, and he is trying to work with Gordon, and he's trying to get Gordon to trust him because he sees that Gordon can probably be a big factor into getting him up top. And I think Oswald has like this big plan to where he wants to get like these like Maroni and Falcone like locked up and stuff. That way it'll make it easier for him to just get control over Gotham. So far what they're laying down with the groundwork works with Arkham and stuff like that is really really cool. I do like the little side story that they're doing with Bruce, because he's not a big factor in the show, but like him like trying to solve his own parents' case as a young adult, it's really interesting. I mean, he's not like when I see him like, oh, why are they putting him on here? I like his little vignettes with him and Alfred. I think it's really nice for character development. So overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I really thought it was a step in the right direction to where I want to see the show. So what do you guys think about this episode? Are you enjoying this episode? Do you think it was a step up? Do you like the way the tone is going? Or do you want it to be more lighter and stuff? So please comment below, let me know. And as always, this is the Search Show 24/7. Be easy.